In the last video, we covered the course overview discussing the syllabus, and in this video, we'll discuss some more interactions on Canvas along with the tools. So as we discussed that they are the default communication tool that we'll be using is called Slack. So to join Slack, you can click on this link on the course homepage, which is it's going to redirect you to either sign up through Google, which is Gmail, Apple ID, or your own email, whatever you want, you can sign up. And once you're signed in, this is how the Slack would look like, which is you can either use Slack in the web browser, you can download the mobile app or the desktop version, whatever you prefer. And there are different like channels on Slack, which is the announcement channel is for us to post all the announcement. Lab questions channel is for you guys to ask any questions on the lab. Project questions for any question on the project, and all other questions for any other questions that you might have regarding course logistics. There's also a random channel for you guys to chat about anything that's random, and then social channel for you guys to introduce you to each other, and we might have a final group project where you might want to look for partners, so you can look for partners in the social channel. Okay. The other thing is office hours, which is all the office hours will be posted here. I'm going to be holding 2 office hours, which is on Mondays 5:10 to 6 p.m. and Fridays on 10:40 to 11:30. Note that these times are tentative right now. Most likely these will be the times, but there might be certain changes if a lot of you state that you are not available during these times. Another thing is usually how college courses are run is they would ask you for course feedback at the end of the semester, but we have an anonymous feedback form. So you can open this form, and since I'm teaching multiple courses, you can just state Programming Fundamentals 1, add the feedback, and if you want, you can add your name, but this is optional. Anything at any time, like let's say if the peer mentor is not helping you, if I'm not helping you in some ways, if you think we are running too fast, too slow, feel free to add the feedback so that we know that something is not right and we can correct it, rather than waiting it till the end. If you find something is like you're not able to understand some particular topic, again, use this feedback form to give us feedback. And this feedback is only available to me and not any of the TAs or peer mentors. So I'm going to make sure like we fix this as soon as possible. Okay. The other thing is you can post your questions again on the Slack channel, and we will try to answer your questions Monday to Friday within 48 business hours. We don't answer questions on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you post, don't expect that we will be replying back over the weekend. Another thing is since we are going to be using like lecture and lab recordings, labs are actually optional for you guys. So the TAs who are going to lead the labs will record them, and you can find all the recordings right here. So right now it has the old recordings from the summer TA, but we'll update all this page with the new recordings as we move forward. There is also the recording for lecture videos. These are recorded by Professor Leisha Zhou, who is the instructor for the campus section. She recorded all of these videos in summer for the UF Online folks. They are from the Canvas section, but we'll be using all of these videos throughout the course. You don't have to watch all of them together. I'll be posting a weekly announcement every week stating what you have to do. It should be available to you on Monday morning for that particular week, and then I'll let you know which videos you need to watch. I'm also going to try to create my own videos and try to create as many videos as I can, but we'll be also using videos from Professor Leisha Zhou, okay? Because these are UF Online videos, and again, the course is in development mode, which is we are still developing new content on the go. The more polished version of the course, which is actually getting recorded in the studio right now, will be available to the folks in spring, but those videos will be the studio videos, but we'll try to make the videos as good as possible and available to you guys as soon as possible, which is I'm also going to be recording the videos like I'm recording right now, and make sure supplement them with Professor Zhao's videos. Okay, but for now you're going to watch Professor Li Zhe's videos on different computing topics throughout the course. Another thing is regarding the tools that we'll be using in the course, which is I already covered Zybooks, which is you need to go to learn.zybooks.com and enter this code. Again, use this code on their website because it's a bit cheaper. There are some tools which will be used for coding, which is where you are going to code your program. So since this is a Python course, we'll be using the default Python IDE, which is called IDLE. It's not an IDE, but it's basically a simpler version of the course, the Python interpreter that is available, so which you can download from this page, which is, if you go again to the tools for class page, which is right here, there are two things that you have to install, which is like your homework for this week, which is the first one is called Python, which is you click here and then download this. And then once you have downloaded this, depending on your operating system, which is if you're using Windows, you just need to click this one. But if you're using Mac, there might be a different button here. Once you have downloaded, you can actually look into something called IDLE, which is the Python interpreter that is going to look something like this, which is, I just searched here IDLE and that brought up the Python shell. And if you type something here, this would work kind of like very similarly to a calculator for now, but we can write very sophisticated programs in this, and we'll discuss that in the first week starting Monday. Okay, but this is how the default shell would look like. Another thing that you have to download is something called as IDE, which is an integrated development environment. So this is something that will be used by professional programmers who are working in industry, and there are a lot of different types of IDEs, which is they are you can download Visual Studio Code and plug Python in. That's not an IDE, but it's a text editor. You can use other text editors like Sublime Text, Atom, and then for IDEs you can use PyCharm. What are some of the other Python IDEs? I can't remember too many, but there should be other IDEs as well that are available for Python. So the one that we are going to use for the course is called PyCharm, and that's by JetBrains. How you can download it is by clicking on this link. You can download either the community version, which is free. There's a professional version which has some more functionality, although like you can totally download community and that should be fine for the course. But if you're interested in the professional version that allows, you know, web programming and a few other features, you can download that one as well, and that's also free for students. So to get it as a student, you'll have to click on this link, and what this will do is it will point you to a free educational license that you can get, and you'll have to fill in this form by clicking on this apply now and adding your UFID card or something, and then you should be able to access this in a couple of days or something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but you can download the professional version from here. So whatever you are more comfortable with, I would highly encourage get the professional version, because maybe later on in the later classes you might be using it for web development or something, and that time you might need the professional version. So download the professional version if you can right now. That's my suggestion. So we have covered all the tools. You can see all the office hours will be listed here. The TAs are going to add office hours, and starting Monday we'll be hosting office hours. There are no labs this week, but starting Monday again we'll be hosting labs. This is the tentative course schedule. Again, I'll be posting a weekly announcement. Follow that announcement and we'll cover what is being covered in that week, but this is the tentative like timeline of the course. The grading rubric, which was in the syllabus, is here just in case if you want, and we are done with this course homepage. All the announcements will be here. Right now there are no announcements, but again the weekly announcements can be found here, and probably you'll get an email as well. you can monitor your grades here. We'll be adding all the grades here. But other than that, I want to cover two other things. The number one is the assignments tab, and the number two is the zyBooks. So the first one is assignments. So probably you can use the show by type feature because it organizes all the assignments better. All the dates are correct on Canvas. We might be moving a few dates here and there, and by we will not bring an assignment forward, but we might move it like later in case we think that maybe we are going too fast. We might push the deadlines a little far, but typically they don't get changed. So whatever you see on Canvas, these deadlines are correct, which is you will have roughly 1 week or 10 days to finish the lab. And these labs are actually due. The first lab is due on September 9th, which is Friday, and all the following labs are also due on Friday. So every Friday a lab is going to be due at midnight for the remaining semester, starting week 2 or something, and there are a few gaps. Like let's say if there's an exam, we might not have a lab that week. Similarly for the quizzes, and you can also see the grading rubric that this carries like 16% and it has the drop 1 lowest score, while this one carries 16% and carries 2 drops, and so on. So the quizzes will also be due on Friday. So most of the deliverables are actually due on Friday. If you think like maybe Friday is not the best time, maybe a lot of you are working on Saturday or something, I can push the deadline to Saturdays or like Thursdays or whatever you prefer, but we want to keep that consistent throughout the course. Like let me know in the first week if you think probably Saturday deadlines are better than Fridays. The reason we keep it on Fridays is because otherwise a lot of students would start or do majority of the work on Saturday, and we will not be able to help you because we don't hold office hours or answer questions on Slack on Saturday. So that's why deliberately we have made the deadlines Friday, and you will have substantial time. Like let's say if it is a quiz, it will be open for you from Saturday to next Friday, so you can actually do it previous Saturday or something like that if you want to. Same goes for projects. All the deadlines on Canvas are correct. There are again 2 exams and a final. The dates are correct on Canvas. These will be on HonorLog, which is a proctoring system. We'll give you a practice quiz if you want, and you can get exposure. So quizzes and exams will be on HonorLog. And then you can get up to 3% extra credit, which is you can get extra credit for participating in zyBooks, which is, let me just show you, which is in this case, if you do more than 70% of the activities, you can get 2% extra on top of your 100%. If you do like these many activities, you can get 1.5, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. There'll also be some research studies that will be added later, but other than that, like it's pretty self-intuitive. Again, like I'll be hosting office hours this week on Friday, so in case you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in my office hours, and these will be hosted over Zoom. You can just click this link and join my office hours. So the last thing I wanted to cover is zyBooks. We'll start with programming and computing in the next set of videos, which will be released on Monday morning. So again, till then, you just have to look into the course syllabus, get all the environment set up, and get the zyBooks and all the course materials and stuff like that. Okay, so zyBooks is an interactive textbook. Students really like it. I know it's a little costly, but students really like it. They found it very interactive compared to a traditional textbook. The reason why we use it is it also allows you to upload labs and stuff, which is, let's say a weekly lab is due, the handout will be on Canvas, but once you are done coding the lab, you have to drag it here, and it will give you feedback on which test cases you are passing or not. You can submit your labs unlimited number of times on here and check whether you have got the correct answer or not. So like, don't worry if your code is not working. Look into how to read the error, because in the real world you will find like similar scenarios, when you're building your own test, and you'll be getting some feedback. So these auto graders kind of give you some feedback on what you are doing right or wrong, and then you can fix it and submit it again. And you can do it any number of times till the due date. That's how it is. The other thing is Zybooks also has like for the projects, which is there is another thing, which is we have projects. Projects do not have unlimited submissions, which is they might be capped to 10 to 15 because we want you to program, like build your own test cases. And second of all, we don't want you to hack the program by hard coding or writing a solution to match the test cases. We want you to think more like a computer scientist when solving a problem rather than to just pass the class or whatever. So they are capped at 12 submissions for first project, and moving forward there might be there'll be a reduction in the number of submissions. More on that later, but for now I just explained it to you. Every week we'll be covering a different module, and there'll be a required reading that you are supposed to do. So these chapters correspond to different weeks, and again you can get some points here. How this works is, like, every chapter has 3 different kinds of activities. One is called like these animation based activities and stuff like that. The other one are participation activities, and the last one are challenge activities, where you actually write code, which is like, this is kind of a challenge activity, as you can see here. So if you complete these activities, you can get those points. And how do you know whether you have completed these is, like, let's say if you go back to the course homepage, and if you go under the reporting tab, and if you once you switch to the reporting tab, actually it will show you how many activities you have completed. It's loading for me right now, but it will show it to you. Another way is you can select, since the grades will be for first 10 chapters or something like that, you can just download your report and see how much you have completed. Like for me right now, it shows that I've completed 4% of the challenge activities, 3%, and so on. So your score will depend on the total activities, which is, once you download the report, you will see like you have done maybe 60 of the 100 activities. We just convert that into a percentage, and that's what those extra credit points were for. Yeah, so apart from that, I think we are good. I've covered most of the logistical stuff. Again, I'm really looking forward to working with you all throughout the semester. Like, this will be a great opportunity for students who have never programmed. I hope you learn about the immense power of computer science. And computer science is everywhere right now. Like, if you go into any domain, you might be using computing to solve a variety of problems. There are a lot of interesting problems, and I would highly recommend you just need to put in the work, and you'll be a great computer scientist by the end of the course, or at least you'll start a journey into the world of computing. Thanks everybody, and I'm going to see you all in the office hours. Good luck and have a wonderful semester. Take care.